I mean, this is a community of W.B. Du Bois, community of Lester Granger, who formed the Urban League. Dr. Baycoat was the one who taught me how to win an election. See, how to count votes precinct by precinct, where to find my vote and where to waste my time and not waste my time. See, in the 40s, in Southwest Atlanta, you had more black PhDs than anywhere else in the world. See, as I say, I chased Martin Luther King's dream for 50 years after his death. And what has happened is the world has moved beyond the simple, well, it didn't. See, his dream was to redeem the soul of America from the triple evil of racism, war, and poverty. And it was when he started talking about poverty that he got killed. See, and that's where we are now. But the kids still think everything is racial. And so why that's important to me is I grew up in a white neighborhood predominantly. It was mixed, see, but I think my parents were the only people in the block, 2 or 3 blocks, that had been to college. See? And so they never let me feel like I was a victim. Right. That I'm supposed to help people, right, including those people. And my daddy took me in at 4 years old and took me to see Jesse Owens in the 1936 Olympics. And said, look, now Hitler says that white is right, that white is supreme, and when Jesse wins, he's going to prove that that's not altogether true. And so when Jesse won the first race, Hitler and his stormtroopers, instead of giving him the medal, stormed out and left. And he said, I'm 4 years old, just kindergarten. You see, if Jesse had gotten upset, he might not have won the next 3 medals. See, he broke 3 more world records, see, by being calm. And he said, you're small. My daddy was 5'4". He said, you might make 5'8". He said, so you're never gonna be able to beat up everybody. And you can run, you might outrun anybody, people, but you're not gonna feel good about running from a fight. The best thing you got is your mind. And you cannot use your mind if you get upset. When you get angry, the blood rushes from your head to your feet or your fists. And then you do something stupid, see? Because your feet and your fists are not your strength. Your mind is your strength. So don't ever get mad. Don't get mad, get smart. And then that was Joe Louis' time, see? So he used to box, and he'd tap me on the face. And if I was moving in the wrong direction or lost my temper and swung at him, he knocked the hell out of me. He said, see, you lose your temper and you lose your head. Even for a minute, you cannot lose your temper. See? Now, that was the perfect lesson for going in to meet with businessmen in Birmingham, Alabama. It was an even better meeting, a lesson for going in to meet with Afrikaners in South Africa. When Jimmy Carter sent me to South Africa, well, I'd been there in '74. I'd been there a couple of times, '74, '76. Came back in '77 as ambassador to the United Nations, and the State Department people set up all these meetings with nothing but black people. And I said, look, these are my friends. I've been meeting with them every time I come here. Anytime they come to the United States, they come to see me. I need to meet with the folk that are causing the trouble. Well, what do you want to meet with them for? Because we got to change. And they said, well, who do you want to meet with? I said, who's the meanest son of a bitch you got here? And they said, well, that would be P.W. Botha. I said, what's his job? He's the Minister of Defense and he is one horrible man. I said, call him and ask him, can I see him? Tell him I will meet him anywhere, under any circumstances, and I'll come by myself. I don't need any guards, or, you know. And so he let me come. And he revealed in a half hour what the problems were. The first thing he said was, you were in Congress. I said, yes, sir. Why did white people vote for you? And I said, well, the district was about 38% black. I said, but one day it might be majority black. I said, that's an interesting district because they voted for me when it was majority white. And then the next time there was an election, they voted for a white man when it was majority black. He said, how much in a marriage you have? I said, really? I said, I have a few friends that are mixed racial couples, but I said, really, not many. See? And all he said was, And then he said, how long do you think we have before the bloodbath? And I said, what bloodbath? He said, surely soon these people are going to rise up and kill us all. And I said, not necessarily. He said, how can you say that? I said, well, I can say that Gandhi formed the Indian National Congress the same time Albert Lutuli formed the African National Congress. He went back to India. He set India free. And I don't think they killed a single Englishman. See? And I said, the reason President Carter asked me to come to see you was because he lives in Georgia in a neighborhood that's 80% black. And he's learned to live and work with people from childhood. See? And I said, he sent me with a message that this is what he'd like to help you do. Learn to live together as brothers and sisters so you won't perish together as fools.